analysis coming to you live on Politics and Business TV, Abuja. Many thanks for joining us. The headlines. Federal government plans 2.3 trillion naira electricity subsidy in 2025. Oshun Mayhem ex-council chair and 6 others shot dead as Adeleke and Oyetola's supporters at war. Accountant General of the Federation bars police from parading suspects. Central Bank of Nigeria seeks stronger Nigeria Middle East economic ties. European defense talks surge amid Ukraine war summit. Details shortly. Welcome back and thank you for joining us. My name is Idris Amina. Now the news. The federal government may spend 2.36 trillion naira on electricity subsidies for low-income consumers in 2025, a figure that comes amid plans to implement a cost-reflective tariff for electricity consumers. This came as the multi-year tariff order released by the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission on Sunday showed that the government incurred 178.3 billion naira electricity subsidy in January despite minimal cash backing. The subsidy payment comes despite low allocations in the budget to cover the mounting electricity costs. The 178.3 billion naira is a decrease of 10.1% or 19.88 billion naira when compared to the 197.91 billion naira that was shouldered by the government on behalf of electricity consumers in the previous months. The Regulatory Commission stated that the subsidy was calculated after a review of key tariff indices, which showed that the weighted average cost reflective tariff dropped to 116.75 per kilowatt from 213.85 naira per kilowatt in December 2024. NEC explained that the exchange rate was pegged at 1,556 naira to the dollar and an increase in inflation to 34.60%, and changes in available generation capacity and cost necessitated the minor review. And in another news, the All Progressive Congress and the People's Democratic Party have traded accusations over escalating violence in Osun State, which culminated in the killing of a former chairman of Irewole local government area, Mr. Aderemi Abbas, and 6 others on Monday. The crisis was triggered by a contentious Court of Appeal ruling allegedly reinstating APC-elected local government chairmen and councillors. Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke had raised an alarm on Sunday, alleging a conspiracy led by the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Boyega Oyetola, and some security agency heads to enforce the ruling. Adeleke urged the public to hold Oyetola and state security chiefs accountable for any ensuing violence. It was a free-for-all as supporters of the APC and PDP unleashed mayhem on local governments secretariats across the states on Monday, leaving in its wake death and injured persons. In a short video, Abbas, who was elected as chairman in the 2018 election, was seen lying in his pool of blood with an open wound on his head. And in the meantime, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, has banned the Nigeria police from parading suspects. Senior police officers contacted the Federal Capital Territory and Lagos State Police Command told journalists that they were informed of the development. When contacted, the first spokesperson, Muyiwa Adejobi, said the police would issue a statement on the ban at the appropriate time. The Special Assistant on Communication and Publicity to the Minister, Mr. Kamaruddin Okundele, could not be reached as of the time of filing this report. Speaking on the matter, human rights lawyer Femi Falana, SAN, said the practice of parading suspects was illegal. Meanwhile, breaking news reaching us in the studio now that Edwin Clark, the former federal commissioner for information and the leading figure in the South region, has passed away at the age of 97. In a statement issued by the Clark Fuludu Bekadoromo family of Kiagudo Town, Delta State, it was confirmed that Clark died on Monday night, February 17, 2025. The statement, signed by Professor C.C. Clark, expressed appreciation for the prayers and support from well-wishers during this time of mourning. This tragic news follows the recent death of Afenifere leader Ayo Adebanjo, who was 96 years old. You're still watching news analysis on Politics and Business TV. We'll bring you more reports after a quick break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Moving on, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Kadoso, has called for stronger economic ties between Nigeria and the Middle East, emphasizing the need for collaboration in infrastructure, tourism, and financial sector development. This was according to a press statement issued by the bank on Monday. Speaking on the sidelines of the inaugural conference on emerging market economies in Saudi Arabia, he met with the Assistant Governor for Monetary Affairs at the Saudi Central Bank, Talal Al-Hammond, to discuss potential areas of cooperation between both countries. According to the statement, Cardoso stated that Saudi Arabia's focus on economic diversification, large-scale transformation, and investment in tourism serves as a model Nigeria can learn from in its efforts to boost economic growth. He also reaffirmed the Apex Bank's commitment to engaging with the Nigerian diaspora in the Middle East to improve remittance flows and strengthen the country's financial sector. The statement also noted that Al-Hammond assured him of Saudi Arabia's willingness to collaborate on mutually beneficial economic objectives. Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has directed the immediate retirement of all officers found to have falsified their ages and or years of enlistment to circumvent service regulations and extend their tenure. The development, contained in a wireless message dated February 10th, directed all zonal commands, departments, and others to refer to the decision reached by the Police Service Commission on January 31st. The PSC, during its first extraordinary meeting of the 6th Management Board on the regularization of the dates of first appointments of cadets, approved the immediate retirement of officers who have spent 35 years in service and those above 60 years of age. The police said that the recent memo demanding the retirement of the affected supersedes the directives conveyed in the wireless message dated February 1st and supersedes the directives contained in the February 5th internal memo of the police. And now quickly to the foreign space, where European defense stocks surged to record highs on Monday as political leaders in the region called for an emergency summit on the Ukraine war amid growing calls from the United States to increase military spending for security, Reuters reports. According to Reuters, the Pan-European Store 600 index rose by 0.4%, led by a nearly 4% surge in defense and aerospace stocks. Analysts attribute the rise to a significant increase in defense budgets, which they have termed a super cycle for the industry. The managing director at Erlen Capital Management, Bruno Sneller, stated that a resolution to the Ukraine conflict could positively impact Europe's economy, boosting consumer confidence, reducing energy prices, and easing financial conditions. Meanwhile, European banks climbed 1.2%, reaching 17-year highs, supported by an increase in bond yields. French President Emmanuel Macron hosted an emergency summit on Ukraine following reports that Europe would not participate in Saudi Arabia's peace talks this week. In response, Britain announced its readiness to deploy peacekeeping troops if a peace deal is reached. And again, U.S. markets were closed on Monday for the President's Day holiday, but S&P 500 and Nasdaq futures both rose by 0.2%. Thank you for watching. My name is Amina. Bye for now.